Your move, creep.
Hey! We're recording the podcast! Shut up!
Good morning to you, wherever you are, because it is
Morning Subway!
for July 30th, 2000. You know what? Screw this. I've had such a terrible day with technology so far. I just had to turn it off. I didn't want to mess with the soundboard. Hi, I'm Bernie.
Look,
Over there
if
is
you let it go
Ashley.
any further, it's probably going to revolt on you like everything else.
Dude, I'm running into so many problems. Just so many, like, I have the thing, Ashley. I paid for the thing, and the thing is supposed to do the thing it does. So the goddamn thing won't do the fucking thing. Just do it. That's what you're supposed to do. I have an email sitting in my outbox. It's just sitting there. It won't go out. It won't send. It's a reply, so I didn't even type in the email address. And it just my email client keeps just saying, hey, that email you wanted to send didn't send. Keep your outbox open. It's like, just send it. What do I need to do? So, and then now it's like, I'm fighting my
Have
sound.
you tried turning it off and back on again?
How dare you?
Have you?
How dare you? And now it's like I was trying to, like, right before this, I was trying to, like, we have a cloud service that I want to, like, download the drop of the day onto my soundboard. And it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I do this every day, but I have no clue what you're talking about. I can't do it. And I've been
like,
fighting this stuff.
You want me to what?
I've been fighting this stuff since last night. You were watching me fight it last night.
I was. You were trying to set up, it was a script writing software, and I kind of watched you from a distance, like sort of out of like potential laptop throwing range, just as you tried thing after thing after thing to try to get it working.
Well,
did you ever, like, after I passed out from sheer exhaustion, did you manage to get it
there
working?
is a screenwriting software called Final Draft. And I'm sure this exists in every industry, that everyone probably has in their industry a piece of software that everybody uses and nobody likes.
Yeah, it's called CrowdStrike.
CrowdStrike's a great example. This thing is like, I've never talked to another screenwriter and they're like, oh man, I love Final Draft so much, but we all use it
It
because
solved
we
all
have
my
to.
problems.
And they make you pay $180 for a new version nothing has changed. Nothing has changed about word processing. Nothing has changed about screenplays in like 40 fucking years. And yet somehow there's an update. Just make it a subscription and call it a day.
Not only that, but if I recall correctly, don't you have to, like, even to open someone else's, like, if they send it to you to look over or whatever, even to open it, you have to upgrade to that version? Like, it's almost like or am I thinking of Adobe?
In their defense, it's gotten better. You used to have the latest version to open people if they like made a document in the latest version. You couldn't open it on the previous ones. That's gotten a little better. Little better.
A little
actually.
bit. Okay, good.
But
Well, baby steps.
the new
I
thing
guess.
is now it's like, oh, now you can just, I'm assuming you got to be online all the time when you use this thing, which is going to cause a problem at some point in the future. But you have to log in when you go to load it up for the first time. And my little login window would pop up and it was blank. It was just white and there was nothing in it. And I knew what it was. And I was trying to get it to load and it wouldn't load. And I changed screen resolutions. Maybe that's it.
You like rebooted 3 times. You tried changing like network configurations. There was a ton of stuff.
I tried to VPN to make sure because maybe it was a UK thing. No, it wasn't that. Tried to tether to my fucking iPhone to see if I could be on a different network.
And it was like,
load.
I'm sorry.
You know what it was?
Can't do that. I'm busy trying to send an email.
I've got my own problems.
What was it?
I went into our network, our Wi-Fi network, and turned off the ad blocker that runs on the Wi-Fi network. And, and then just on a hunch, that's what it was. And it goes, oh, it must be on their server that also serves ads, which I guess is coming next or whatever. So yeah, so finally it let me in and I got to do it. So now I'm up to date on all that stuff. And I was like, oh my God. So it was just a long fight. The worst part about it is that was a solution that worked. Most of the time with this technology stuff, like this email thing, usually with printers, it's the case. It won't work. It won't work. It won't work. And then without explanation, it works perfectly fine. And you're just like, I'm grateful it worked. I just want to know what was the goddamn problem.
It's gaslighting you.
It is, right? It's trying to make me appreciate it.
It's like, why are you acting so crazy? I'm working fine.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to show gratitude in my life here, Ashley.
Okay, do it. Gratitude.
Piece
Let's
of technology I'm grateful for. Update on our coffee machine.
Ooh, the coffee machine.
You may remember from early in the podcast, it actually became an animated piece. We bought a coffee machine 4 years ago in 2020. Do you remember how much we paid for that?
It was like 500 and something. It was one
Look
of the
at
first.
you.
It was one of the first purchases we made when we got here.
$530.94. We have now, Ashley, in the statistics menu for the coffee machine, we have made 7,623 coffees.
That's a lot of coffee. It seems like potentially too many coffees.
It works out to be about like 5 coffees a day, between like 5 and 6 coffees a day.
Okay, that's slightly less terrifying. That's actually fairly reasonable.
Because we have guests and a lot of people
and
drink
like,
coffee in the
there's
house.
there's us and there's JD and then there's usually more people. So yeah, okay, that's not so bad.
So as we produce more coffee, we're driving down the cost of the per unit price, basically, our cost. So now we're down just below 7 cents a coffee.
It's very affordable.
Amazing. It's amazing. So I'm happy to say, using the Starbucks average of $4 per coffee.
Now, is this pre-inflation?
This is just average across. This is actually, might be even higher. But you know what? Screw it. We're going to say it's $4 per coffee. Anyway, we are now profiting $3.93 per coffee, which means
that's so much money. It's just spitting it out.
We've crossed the threshold. We've made money in the bank, $30,000 now on our coffee machine. What an investment.
That is it. That's a car.
That's a car.
That's a car. It's been printing us a car all this time.
That's why the IRS was knocking on our door the other day. Like, where's money coming from?
Hey, I'm expecting an email.
Yes, if you were expecting an email from me, you were out of luck. Sorry. God damn. So frustrating. So frustrating, all that stuff. But happy to say, occasionally, Ashley, you can buy something that's just an all-star. It's a great purchase. This coffee machine was definitely a great purchase for us, even though we paid $500 freaking bucks for a coffee machine.
Which was a big splash at the time.
It was a commitment. Do we want to do this? Do we want to spend this much on it?
Is this the right one? Yeah.
And it's been fantastic. It's been utterly fantastic.
Now, we've had a couple things like that,
do
right?
we retire it at some point? Like, what happens?
It belongs in a museum.
We could sell it. Maybe there's a new version now. It's even better.
We will sell it for $30,000.
I do have a feeling if 7,600 coffees have gone through this thing, that's probably not putting out the quality that it did when we first got it.
Maybe not. I mean, there's a lot of maintenance to be done. There's filters, there's descaling. We keep up on the maintenance, so I think we do all right.
Well, all I know is every now and then we just take all like the waste products out of it and just dump it straight into the Seine. I don't know if that's going to have any impact on the Olympics or anything, but that's what we've been doing.
Well, as it happens, yes. They've announced that the men's triathlon, the swimming portion of it, was going to take place in the Seine, the river that runs through Paris, and they've now had to delay the triathlon due to concerns over water quality, which has been an ongoing concern for basically for months and months now. In fact, just last month, I think there were worries about the E. coli levels. And then the mayor
went
had
swimming,
to take a swim in it to be like, no, look how great this is. And now they've delayed the triathlon. And if the water quality doesn't improve, it's going to be a duathlon. They will just cancel the swimming part entirely.
Does that work, by the way, when a politician does something that people are publicly complaining about or worried about, and the politician shows up and like drinks the water or gets the shot or whatever, and everyone goes, "Oh, great, it's perfectly fine." Does that quell anyone's nerves?
I don't know, but I appreciate that they're at least putting their mouth where their words are.
Money where their mouth is.
Thank you, that one.
Their mouth where their words are.
So
that was runner up to Hawk Tua.
So I appreciate that at least. But the thing is, they've put like over €1 billion into cleaning the Seine, into like renovating their wastewater plant and trying to get all this, but it's testing positive for levels of feces and things like that.
It's a river in a fucking
city. I know it's never going to be clean.
I feel but once you get the river starts, where does the river starts? Like in a mountain? Top of the mountain?
I've always pictured there's a ring of mountains and there's a lake in it, and then the lake leaks into a river.
Yeah, right. And then you get below a certain altitude and then don't go near that river. That's
right.
how I feel.
Right.
River in a
has
mountain.
It seen a sheep?
Yeah, just drink out of your hands like in a cup and drink right out of the river. In a mountain. Below 1,000 feet, don't go near it. It runs, like you said, by a sheep pasture, forget about it.
Do you know what the fish do in that river?
You want to go right above the salmon spawning pools because below it, yeah, was it.
It's a whole mess.
It's a party. But yeah, so the interesting thing to me about the Seine being, high contaminated, lots of pollutants in it, people are concerned about it. Interesting thing about it to me is that if you look at the global treaties for climate change and pollution limits and things like that, it's the Paris Accords. So it goes back to what you and I were talking about when Salt Lake City was announced as being future home of the Winter Olympics. Is ultimately, is this good for your city to host it? You know what I mean? Is there more at stake here? Because it seems like Paris is just taking it on the chin like 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah, but that's Paris in general. I mean, when are they not having a riot of some kind?
Have you seen the latest controversy now? The ongoing controversy about the opening ceremony. They have apparently pulled it down from being online, but it's not because of is it a Renaissance painting? Is it the Last Supper? Whatever it is. Apparently a guy in the background just has full-on like balls coming out of the side of his shorts. And I gotta say, like, I didn't expect to spend part of my Monday looking at a photo.
Scrubbing through, looking for like some guy's like side ball.
Is it a tear in his fishnet stockings or is that scrote? It's like, I didn't want to be involved with
Bernie,
this.
no wonder your technology revolted.
This is not the Olympics that I wanted. So while we're talking about things that are not worth it, did you see that John Mulaney and Jimmy Kimmel have both turned down hosting duties for next year's Oscars?
Well, no, I did not see that.
Totally don't blame them. Why would you do that at this point?
It does seem like there's not a lot of upsides and there are a lot of potential downsides to hosting these ceremonies.
I mean, it's just like, basically there's like now this cloud of just roving emotion and anger. And you just wait, where's it going to land this week? You know what I mean? And it like builds up like a rain cloud and it's just going to dump on somebody at some point in time. I just talked about the Hawk Tuah girl a second ago. People are now mad at the Hawk Tuah girl.
Why?
You know why they're mad at her, Ashley? Because she's the Hawk Tuah girl. And that is upsetting to them.
You mean the Hawk Tuah girl that everyone made her?
Right. The people could not stop posting memes about this girl from one question she answered in an on the street interview. They couldn't stop. And now because she's getting something out of it, not all, but a lot of people are upset with her and wish she would go away. And it's just like, give me a fucking break.
Look, here's how I look at it. If the lottery, right, if the wheel spins and it lands on you and you're now a meme, you have the choice. You can lean out. You can go up to the mountain lake and drink all the water you like to your heart's content. Or you can lean in and to make the most of it because everyone else is making the most of you. Why not you get some benefit out of it? And if she wants to do that, I say good on her.
Can we do a palate cleanser and talk about other things that are never going to go away?
Yeah.
Deadpool.
No, forever.
Deadpool is with us forever, Ashley, forever. Deadpool now, from its opening weekend, Deadpool and Wolverine has landed at the number 6 spot of all time.
So wait, now to clarify, is this all movies or is this rated R movies?
No, so now it's the highest opening ever for an R-rated movie in 6th place.
That's impressive.
Do you know what the next highest R-rated movie is?
What?
And this is from memory here. It's the original Deadpool.
Really?
Highest opening of all time in 44th place.
Wow.
So, yeah, this thing did really well.
So would you
almost did
say
$500
that-
million globally.
Yes. Would you say that Deadpool has positive momentum?
Yes, and I would say we're going to have a lot of Deadpool. He's going to be in every Marvel movie for the next 2 or 3 years.
For the rest of his life.
Yeah, for sure. But not that that's a bad thing. People like Deadpool. But I do feel like if there's one common criticism of Deadpool 3, it's that we're kind of like the Deadpool shtick is kind of wearing thin. Maybe that's a good time to pivot the character and make him a more traditional superhero by putting him in an ensemble. Because his shtick doesn't work.
Pull it back a little bit.
It doesn't really work in an ensemble. I say that, but most of the Deadpool movies are ensembles.
They are, but they're ensembles from his point of view.
Yes. Yeah.
And it'll be different when you see him as part of an ensemble where he's not the guy.
It's weird to say this, but Deadpool's never been in a movie by himself, like Spider-Man. You know?
That's true.
He's always had some of the X-Men around or X-Force. Or not to spoil anything from this movie, Wolverine's in it. I don't know if anybody's heard that. But yeah. So Deadpool's going to be with us for a long time.
Well, congrats to them on the huge opening.
They just recast Robert Downey Jr. as Ryan Reynolds.
That's so impressive. Wow.
It's like 5 layers deep at this point. We're in the multiverse.
Even though Some things like Deadpool will never go away, Bernie. Some things do go away. I'm talking, of course, of
Great segue. I just don't know what you're
the
going to
Xbox
mention.
360 Marketplace.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Xbox 360 Marketplace is now officially shut down. So it's end of an era for sure. I was thinking about it, and there are so many amazing things I thought that came out of Xbox 360 and its online ecosystem. It was like just this time capsule. And it's weird to say nostalgia because I want to be like, no, that was like yesterday. But it's not. It was a while ago. And it was so like formative to a lot of the way I think of online gaming today.
It's crazy how many things we associate with the Xbox that are actually the Xbox 360, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
it really took, it was a great console, the
Fantastic.
360, aside from the hardware problems it had. What was the failure rate on those things?
The red ring of death.
Yeah.
It was high.
It was
It was
high.
high. And
And we didn't care.
Everyone had the towel trick.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
It would overheat or something, and there was like the soldering they determined on the GPU.
It's like if you overheated it enough, it would like melt back into place.
I know, it's insane. It's insane. Just wrap a high wattage electronic device in a towel and block all the vents. No big deal.
I think in my household we managed to brick 3 Xboxes in like a day.
I had one that
They
went forever.
all went the same day.
I had one that went forever, and I didn't have it, and I finally got the Red Ring of Death. But they had a great return program, you know.
They did. They
Yeah.
did. They were really great. They would send you like the cardboard. We called it the cardboard coffin.
Yeah,
and you
right,
would put
right.
you'd put the Xbox in and just like seal it up, send it off on its Viking journey, and then the new one.
Well, the cool part was too, you could just pop the hard drive off the top of it, and then all your stuff, your personal stuff, was on that, and you were just sending away like all the basically anonymous parts of the box, which is great. You know?
It was great. You remember the faceplates?
I do. We had a couple of RVB faceplates. In fact, Marketplace was great. I feel nostalgic for it because it was one of the first times we ever did anything like in a major retail space, especially a digital retail space. And even back then, they wouldn't tell you like the rankings and stuff, but somebody let us know on the sly that the episodes of Red vs. Blue that we were selling on Xbox 360 Marketplace were only outsold by South Park. We were number 2 to them.
That's some pretty good company to be in.
And after a couple quarters of that, it was really great. Like they asked us to make gamer picks. They later on with avatars, they had us make clothing and stuff like that. They were always very good to us, and it was a good shot in the arm. And we discovered a lot and learned a lot and experimented a lot with Xbox 360 Marketplace. And so, RIP, you will be missed. Thank you for your service.
Do you remember when the Xbox 360 launched? They had like this set of gamer picks, right? So that would be the little picture that appeared next to your gamer tag, and there were a couple of really specific ones. I remember.
Oh, wait. Let's think about this. So you're talking about the default gamer picks that you could choose from.
Yes.
You could also choose like your zone that you wanted to live in, like you were a trash talker.
That was underground. I believe
that was BS.
There was like there was I want to say there were 3. There was like underground, competitive, and casual play.
Like family,
and
yeah.
the idea was that you would then go into online matchmaking with people with a similar play style. So if you like to, trash talk and just like be jerks to each other, that was underground. And if you were into like this high level competitive play, you'd go into like this competitive one. Or if you just wanted to like be chill and have a nice time, you would go into like this casual zone. I forget what they were all called except for underground. And I remember underground because the underground kids would never want to stay in the underground.
Right.
Their whole thing was trolling people who with a different place, like the casuals or whatever. So of course they would not stay underground.
Why would they? No, they got to find their victims, right?
Sure.
It's basically Reddit today. All the Reddit commenters, right? It's like you have to hit that sweet spot. Like Reddit commenters, like they think they're too smart for YouTube comments, and they know they're too dumb for 4chan. So this is the layer they live in. We should really probably go shut off our subreddit before this episode comes out. I'm going to raid across the coast for that.
No,
you want to play a game with me real quick?
Okay, let's play a game.
So the default Xbox 360 gamer picks.
Yep.
Let's each name one and see how long we go before we can't come up with
Okay,
one.
got it.
You want to go? You go first.
The monkey.
Oh, like the monkey looking at you from the red background.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go with the skater kid with the beanie who's blowing a bubble for some reason.
That one. The pirate. Remember the pirate face?
Oh, yeah. It's like really like up front in there.
Yeah, it's like he's all fits in the square.
Okay. There's the skull on the orange and black background.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And by the way, all these gamer picks, when you saw them, they told you so much about the personality of the person. They just became associated with them.
You mean like the anime girl? It was you like a cat girl or something?
Man, I'm going to have trouble coming up with another one here. The dragon. There was a dragon on a blue and yellow background, like
Yes.
a checkered background. Yes.
There was also a robot.
A robot. I don't remember that
It
one.
was like a robot head or something.
We'll
I wanna say
post
it was
these in the link dump.
Yeah, I'm going to find a list of these and we'll post all these.
They
like,
are such a nostalgia hit, though, whenever you see one.
Yeah.
Some people still have them after all this time.
Well, you still got an old gamer picture, but yours isn't one of these original avatars. It was after they introduced the like, you know, the little avatar guys, like the Miis. And then you could like take
Right.
a picture of you could dress them up in the clothes like you would sell in the store. And then you could like take a picture of them and that's your gamer pick now. I think mine is an old school one of those as well.
Yeah, mine is even the pose of my avatar in my current Xbox profile. It has a legitimate strategy shirt on, so I'm afraid to mess with it at all because I don't want to lose the shirt.
Yeah, I won't even enter. I don't know if there is an avatar editor now, but if there is, I stay as far away from it as I can because if I go into it, I'm worried I'll just like lose that gamer pick and then I'll never get it again.
So is this it? Is this the last little like dying embers of the Xbox 360 era?
Well, this is like all the online stuff, so you're not going to be able to buy anything online now. I don't technically know if any online features will work, but man, do you remember when they changed it from the Blades was the original system, right? And
Right.
and then they had to change it because they started adding so much stuff to the online marketplace that the Blades really just couldn't support it. The Blades had like one support for a promotion, like in the bottom corner. And then the rest was all really just what you think of as now as the pop-out side menu. It was basically all that. And so they had to change it to like the sort of like slides. I'm going to have to look up what that was called. I should know.
Oh, I think you're right. Slides. I think
Because
that's, was that what it's called?
But yeah, I should know. That was the work that I did when I was working for Xbox in Australia.
Oh, you should definitely know.
I know, I should know. And it's blanking me. It's trolling me, Bernie, from the underground.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
But
Like from
no,
15 years ago, by the way.
I would schedule and program what went in what place in the slides.
Okay, well, I don't know if this is actually technically the end of the Xbox 360, but just let's end on a nostalgic note here.
NXE. That was it. The new Xbox experience.
That sounds funny from something from 15 years ago. But just for nostalgia's sake, here is the old startup sound from the Xbox 360.
Please.
All right,
that
Xbox
does
360.
sound nice.
Well, thank you very much, Xbox. You were great to us, not only as gamers, but also for our business as well. So you will be missed.
But who will not be missed?
Who will not be missed?
Today's sponsors, Noni and Flower Power. Thank you both for sponsoring this episode of the show at patreon.com/morningsomewhere.
That sounds like two pink-haired gamer profile pics if I've ever heard of two names. That sound like two pink-haired gamer profile pics. All right, well, that does it for us today, July 30th, 2024. We will be back to talk to you tomorrow. We hope you'll be here as well.
Bye, everybody.